Hello, hi. Today I'm going to discuss how you drive a screw into a piece of wood. It could be into a wall. It could be into many, many different surfaces, whether it's steel, wood, hardwood, softwood, sheetrock, or a cabinet, whatever you need to, where you need to put a screw. So first what I'm going to discuss is make sure that you have the proper tip. These screws, these drywall screws, they're drywall screws, and as you could tell by the threads, it's a coarse thread, and they're also closer together would be a fine thread. This is a number one tip. It goes in here. You can see that almost like Goldilocks. It's too small. And this is a number three tip. It doesn't fit at all. And then just right, like Goldilocks, is the number two tip. These screws are designed for a number two tip, and on the shaft of the tip it will say P2 for Phillips 2, P1, P3, or if it's a Torx it would say T 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 for that. But we're dealing with today is a Phillips. They're also, it'd be kind of hard to use these in a drill. These are tips, so put those to the side. Then you have just a bit holder with the number two tip in it. You have also a bit holder with the sliding cone that goes over the top. So if you put the screw on, it'll keep the screw from wobbling around or preventing you from sliding off. And lastly, I have this long one. This may look ridiculously long, but sometimes you can't reach, or it's somewhere where you can't get the drill in and you need a longer shaft. There have been times where I've had to put a couple different shafts together, where this one will go inside of this one. They're all a 1/4 inch, and then this one will go in just to get that extra length, because I couldn't get my arm in to get the drill in that far. So just like we discussed before, and you can also run it in with a drill. This is the drill function on a drill, and then it has the a clutch. So if you put the clutch down to 2 or 1, actually, I guess it is, you'll hear that stops you from overdriving the screw all the way up to 18. And if you put the drill point, it gives you there's no clutch on it at all. So I like to set it around 13, 14, somewhere in that range. And I'll start out with this one right here. And just how you hold the drill bit, you just lightly grab this in your hand, and you're going to slowly squeeze the trigger, and it'll come around here. Take your hand, twist this, you hear the clicking, and that locks the clutch so it's tight. You also have, and I'll use this one, this is a driver. Some of them you can just press in and it locks in, or you have to lift the nose cone forward and then drop it in. And to remove it, you would pull the nose cone forward again and take it out. So what I'm going to do is, you want the screw the drill to be in line with the screw. You don't want it hold on a second. You don't want the gun this way, and of course I'm exaggerating, or this way, or to the left or to the right. So what you're going to do is make sure the gun isn't forward. And I'm a right-handed person, so I know when my hand is here and pushing that it's in the forward position. I also like to use these two fingers. My ring and pinky finger are wrapped around the bottom. I use the middle finger, and I kind of use my pointer finger as to keep it where I'm going. So I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to slowly, I feel it grab, and I'm going to move my hand away, because if you don't and you press hard, you could come into here, or you can mar your surface like that. How do I know? Because I've done it, both into the wood and also into my hand. So now you have the gun perpendicular and in line with the screw, and you're going to slowly squeeze the trigger. And you can hear the clutch engage. If sometimes when you need the screw to go in deeper and you need more power, instead of using speed, where the drill has two functions: one, which is more torque, low speed, and two, which is less torque and high speed. I'll put it in one, and if you look, you can see these boards are separated. So I'm going to move the torque up to 18. I have it in one, and it sucked it in. You can see the difference when I put it in 18 as when I had it in 13, and also when it was in 2. One of the other advantages of this one is sometimes you get wobbly here. You don't have to hold it. You put this down. You can put it all the way down here, and as you run the screw in, it slides up. Again, I'll put it into one and finish it. You see where it stops. So we'll move it to 18, and it's tight. What I want to demonstrate also is using this one. Although that one was one, because the shorter ones are easy to control. When you have it up here, like I said, it's ridiculous, but if you're using this, you're kind of all over the place, and you can see the exaggeration. Even just a small amount like this, you can see how much it's out of plumb. So okay, so that's how you do it. Remember, you don't want to be too far this way, or to the right, or to the left. Now with a impact gun, everything's the same. I hold it the same way. I put my finger here, so it's almost like I'm pointing. It is like I'm pointing. So I'm going to start it here, and as it gets harder to go in, the gun starts using its impact features, and that's the tapping noise that you hear. And the problem with using these when running screws sometimes, especially if it's fine work, is that this will strip the screw out, especially if you're screwing into hardwood. All right, hope this was helpful. And again, if you have any thoughts that you'd like me to demonstrate, please send me a message in the comments. Have a nice day.